If you want to have more fun while learning, if you want to ace your examinations, then you need to learn how to avoid distractions while studying. And in this video, I'm going to share with you some controversial techniques of how you can do that. Now, why do I say this is controversial? It's because when I taught these techniques to some of my students in my student workshops, initially there was some kind of disagreement and some kind of debate that whether these techniques are really going to be helpful. But once the students started using these techniques, they are very, very happy with the results that they have achieved. So keep that in mind, keep an open mind as you listen to these techniques, and I highly encourage you to take notes and, more importantly, implement these things in your studies to see immediate results. Number one is study in time chunks. And what I mean by time chunks is, do not study like, okay, one time you study for 15 minutes, the next time you study for 30 minutes, and some other time you study for 45 minutes. No, freeze a time chunk. And I suggest that either choose a 40 minutes, 50 minutes, or a 60-minute time chunk. So you can experiment with all these three things, but choose one thing. And this is a rule that every time you sit down for studying, you always study for that set amount of time. So for this video, I am going to assume that you are actually using a 60-minute time chunk. Now, why is this important? Why not, study for 20 minutes now, and maybe you have more time later in the evening, so you might study for 2 hours in the evening. Now, here's the thing. The problem is, once you are so flexible in your timing, you're sending a signal to the brain that, it's okay if I can't study for 2 hours as I planned, I can just cut this short and I can do something else. You are training your brain to sit at one place for a set amount of time. So choose a time slot and always study for that amount of time. Number two, be super specific as to what to study and when to study. Now, I've seen many students who have this vague goal and they say, today I'm going to finish 3 chapters in chemistry. Now, the problem with that is students always think the day ends at 12 midnight. So at 9 a.m., you have this goal that today I will finish 3 chapters of chemistry. So you're thinking that, okay, still have a lot of time until 12 midnight. Now, even you haven't done anything and you're already at 5 p.m. in the evening, what are you telling yourself? Oh, I still have 7 hours until midnight. And even at 9 o'clock, what are you telling yourself? I still have 3 hours until midnight, and I think I can still complete this thing. Now, the problem with that is sometimes many students, they are overly optimistic about their ability, and you need to put things in perspective. That is the reason why, to eliminate all this problem, be very super specific as to what to study and when to study. For example, if you have a goal of reading 3 chapters in chemistry, that is what to study. But you need to always have a time slot as to when to study the 3 chapters. Because if you give the whole day, and you can spend the whole day on distractions and interruptions and not do anything, and by the time it's night 11 o'clock, you tell yourself that, okay, I messed up today, and I promise to myself that tomorrow I'll be a good student. And you know where that leads to. So example could be, I want to study from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. the first session, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. as an example. That is what you can do. So you have to be very, very specific. Now, not only the time slot, but also within that time slot, don't say, I want to study chemistry. No, you got to be very, very specific as to what in chemistry do you want to cover in that time slot. So the point is, you not only have to decide what to study, when to study, but super specific on these 2 elements. So that is number 2. Number 3, create a conducive environment. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how will you rate your own study table or the place where you study? 1 means it's cluttered, it's all over the place. 10 means it's like world-class focus. So what would be the rating for yourself? Now, the easy way to do that is make sure that whenever you are studying, you only have the textbooks and the workbooks and the reference material for what you are studying at that time frame. For example, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. you want to study chemistry. Now, at that time frame, the only thing that you can have on the study table are the chemistry related textbooks and the workbooks and the reference material that you might want to have that are related to the specific segment that you want to study in chemistry for that time frame. Now you cannot have anything else on the study table at that time. Now if you have a study table where you have a computer or you have other things that you cannot move, then what you do is create a kind of a line, put a tape on the study table and create a different area and use that area for your studying whenever you want to study, and that is how you can create a conducive environment. Number 4 is aim for 0 distractions. And you know that one of the biggest distractions that students have is their phone and their internet. So I'll give you 2 simple rules, and this is definitely going to be controversial. Number 1 is when you're studying, take the phone and put it outside the room where you're studying. So what I'm saying is you cannot have the phone in the same room in which you are studying. Now you might say, Nishant, is it not too serious? Is it not too strict? Well, here's my question for you. I'm not asking you to not use the phone for the rest of your life. I'm asking you not to use the phone for that given specific period of time that you want to study. And you know this. The reason why you have a problem with focus, probably the number 1 reason, is your phone, because your phone is a place where you have social media, you have your games and you have all your chatting apps, and these are the reasons why we actually lose our focus. So we have to take this seriously. You have to be brutal about this thing, and for that given period of that 1 hour of your time slot, put the phone away in a different room. And number 2 is for the Wi-Fi. Now of course, if you are using a computer for some online work as a part of your studying, now here's what my suggestion is. Always create 2 time zones within that 1 hour. So from 10 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. is my Wi-Fi zone, and 10:20 a.m. to 11 a.m. is my non-Wi-Fi zone. So the moment it's 10:20, boom, turn off the Wi-Fi, and then you just work on the thing that you're supposed to be working on. If you just do these 2 things, that is to put the phone away in a different room and turn off the Wi-Fi, your focus is already much better than most other people on the planet. Number 5 is use a timer that beeps. Now we already put the phone in a different room, so you can't be using the phone as a timer, so you have to use another timer. And the best timer that you can have is a watch timer or a kitchen timer, and do not use the wall clock as a timer. You need to have a device that beeps, that actually tells you the study session is over, so you always want to use that. Number 6, do not go out of the room until you hear the beep from the timer. Now you already know what happens if you leave the room, because once you leave the room, you're prone to all distractions, all interruptions, and sometimes some people leave the room just for a minute and they come back later, 3 hours later, and then you already have lost the momentum. So do not do that. Now one big concern that you might be having is, what if I have to use the bathroom? Well, if you really can't control your bladder or you want to go to the bathroom, well, of course you have to go to the bathroom. But if you have to do that, then I would cancel that study session and restart the study session again once you come back from the bathroom. I know this is controversial, but I already told you that this is going to be controversial, right? Number 7, no eating or drinking during the study session. The only beverage that you can drink is water. That's the reason why you always have a bottle of water on your study desk. So whenever you feel thirsty, you can take a sip of water. Now many students tell me that the moment they begin studying, they feel so hungry that they feel that I have to eat something, and then first of all they go out of the room, and already that's not a good thing, and then they're going to get a snack and they come back, and then what happens when you start eating the snack? You want to have another snack, and you want to have another snack, and then already the time is over. It's now 11 o'clock, and you think that, okay, I messed up the last 1 hour, so let me restart at 12 o'clock, and then it's all a big mess. So make it a rule that no drinking, no eating in that time frame in all study sessions. Number 8, engage with your study material. Now the only thing that you can do in that time slot is to study what you have decided to study. So let's say 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. you want to study chemistry, so you have to stick to chemistry. You can't switch from chemistry to math or chemistry to something else, even if you feel like you don't want to study chemistry, and that is a very important thing. Now why is it important? Because if you very easily switch subjects, what happens is you will not have the seriousness to complete your task, and you need to honor your promise that you want to study chemistry. So some ways of how you can engage with the material is you close your book and mentally recall it, or you can underline the key ideas, or you can rewrite some important paragraphs, or maybe create flashcards. There are many ways of how you can engage with the material. Number 9, set up the study area for your next study session. Let's say you want to study 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. chemistry, and 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. is physics. Now the moment you finish chemistry at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., so take a few more minutes, and then you take out the chemistry books from the study area and place the physics books, so that by the time it's 2 p.m. you already have the physics material on the study table. So at 2 p.m. when you come to study physics, you already have the material. It's much easy to continue your journey for the next study session. So these are the 9 ways of how you can manage distractions while you're studying, how you can focus better, and if you use them consistently, you are going to have fun in your learning sessions as well. Now, so far we have talked about the external distractions, but I know that sometimes for many students the problem is they have internal distractions, mind wandering, or you're thinking about something. So how do we deal with that? Well, I'm going to create another video very soon, and I'll put the link to that in the description, so come back and check. So here's my assignment for you. Number 1, use these 9 things and let me know in the comments what happened after you use these 9 techniques. And number 2, let me know in the comments what do you think about these 9 things. If you like this video, click the like button, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and click on the bell notification, so every time I post a new video you'll be notified. And share this video with your friends and your groups, and very soon I'll be posting another video of how you can deal with the internal distractions.